Looking to get your splits? If you're looking to get your splits, this class is for you. As somebody who's been training flexibility for over 10 years, I know my way around a little stretching. But I'm going to save you the time because it's only in the last several months that I saw exponential growth in my splits by avoiding the mistakes that I've been doing for the other 9 years. I'm Sonia. I'm a certified yoga instructor. Let's begin. If you don't have props, that's okay, but they do help to elevate your practice. And a short little disclaimer, all of the movements that we are doing today are an invitation for your body to open. Don't go into this expecting any results, any specific timeline. Just be consistent with your practice, enjoy the sensations of stretching, and if you end up getting your splits, that's amazing. Begin seated with your feet planted in front of you, kind of like you were going to go into a reverse tabletop. And begin to windshield wiper your knees. So swaying them side to side. The most effective method for getting the splits is to start off with mobility, then introduce strength-based exercises, followed by deeper passive stretching. So we're getting the joints in the hips loosened up so that we have more range of motion rather than just sticking to a passive stretch. Okay, come back onto your forearms, extending the legs straight. We'll start with the left leg. Begin to lift, bringing your attention to that hip flexor, so the front of the hip as you lift, keeping the leg straight, going as high as you can, and then lower. Four, 3, 2, 1. Keep it raised and start with wide circles. You're going to feel a burning in that hip, which is good. Keep going, keep breathing. Maybe you start with small circles. That's totally fine. And the other direction. Bringing that heat. Perfect. And lower. Can shake it out a bit. We'll move on to the other side. So right leg, keeping the leg straight. Gonna lift as high as we can. And lower. Focusing our attention on the front of the hip. So squeezing it. Just like you were doing a bicep curl, but it's for the hips. This is also going to activate your core, so keep your abs strong and engaged in this movement. 2, 1, let's begin our circles. As wide as you can go. Slow and controlled. And reverse the direction. Feel the burn. Keep going. You're so strong. Just continue with your breath. And lower down. Amazing work. Gonna come back up to a seated. Oof, I'm sweating already. Okay. Take that left heel and bring it in towards your groin. And you're going to take your other leg, bend it, and turn that hip out. So your other heel is on the outside of your bum. Perfect. It doesn't have to be super aligned, but we want to keep the front shin parallel to the front of the mat. Okay, this is where your blocks might come in handy. We're continuing to strengthen the hips. So using your blocks in front, contract your glutes and your core as you lift the hips up as much as you can, pushing them forward and down and up and down. We'll do 10. So we're at 7, 6, maybe try without the blocks. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and 1. Stay at the top, pressing into the hands to turn the shin in a bit for pigeon. The closer the heel is in, the easier it'll be. And then the other leg is straight back. So you can turn around and check if the knee is in line with the hip. That right hip, we're gonna turn and press down. Okay, so you're pulling it forward and down. And then we rest into the hips. You might want to place a block or a cushion under the left hip if it's not quite at the floor. But the focus in our pigeon, as we stay upright, so stay lifted, is to target the hip flexors, specifically the psoas muscle, which connects your torso to your legs. If pigeon pose is too deep for you, come into a 90-degree lunge. So the front knee is above the front ankle, the hips are above the back knee. So you're not sinking into the hips. We're staying up as to target those hip flexors. If the left leg is raised, you're going to take your left hand, place it on a block beside you, and reach the other arm overhead. It's a side bend, but it also targets the hip flexors. You can even tilt slightly back. So we did a little bit of strength, now we're in a passive stretch. Here, just let go. Let that right hip sink into the ground as the chest curls upward. Slow breaths, even slower than you think. Try to lift the chest even higher, pushing it forward and up, and pressing the back foot into the ground. Beautiful work. Going to sit on the side of that left hip, swinging the right leg around, We'll move on to the other side. Right shin comes in. Left leg bends and spins around. Heel next to the side of the hip. All right, let's begin our hip lifts. Engage the core, squeeze your glutes to lift up and down. 9, down. 8, push the hips forward. 7, squeeze. 6, amazing work. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's get into our pigeon by leaning forward, swinging the left leg straight back behind you, and adjusting the front leg. Heel any amount in towards the groin. Sway side to side to notice where it feels good to stop. The back leg is straight behind you, pressing the foot into the mat. So as you push down, the hip is also going to come down. And we're remaining upright. Breathe into the sensations. Sticking with the discomfort. Just keep breathing. And let go. All right, shift to the side of the hip so you can have a seat. Swing the leg forward. If you have tight hamstrings, I definitely recommend sitting on a block or a pillow to lift the pelvis. That way it better aligns with the movement. So first you want to take the flesh from under your sits bones, turn your tailbone up, and then tuck it. So we're just going to isolate the pelvis first. When your tailbone is turned up, that's more of a lengthened position of the hamstrings. So I know this doesn't seem like much, but it usually is the smallest movements that make the biggest difference. So keeping the tailbone turned up, we're trying to hold that position. Breathe in deeply. Keep a generous bend in the knees and breathe out, hinging from the hips, keeping the spine straight. Keep going until you feel the stretch in the belly of the hamstrings, the central portion. A yoga strap might be helpful here to place around your feet. Keep focusing on that sensation, the stretch along the glutes and the hamstrings. And notice where you feel the stretch. And gently pull on your feet to push your chest forward. All right, and come back up. Let's begin to get into our splits. I like to use blocks for support. First, we're gonna find a lizard, which is a low lunge with the back knee lifted. And then slide that front foot forward a bit so we have a wide-legged lizard. To begin, roll over the back toes, circle the hips, the front knee in both directions, just to get a feel. And then go a little bit wider and simply hold this. You're gonna be squeezing your back leg and your front leg. And try to take pressure off of the blocks little by little, one hand at a time, maybe both hands. Otherwise, we're using our blocks for balance, not so much for support. We want to feel that burn in the legs. Perfect. Drop the back knee. Take a little rest. And now we'll get into our splits. Don't overdo it, okay? Moving the back knee in small increments, pausing to see how you feel in each stage. It's okay to keep a generous bend in the front knee to start. It takes me a while to settle into the splits, like 5 minutes. So that's what we gotta do. We honor our body and our limits and our timeline. But when you find your edge, meaning that point where you can't go any further, just settle into it. Don't try to change. Don't try to force yourself to go deeper. Just breathe into this position. Close your eyes, focus on the discomfort, breathe through it until it softens, until it melts away. To safely come out, scoot the back knee up until you're at your low lunge. Then bring the foot into tabletop, sitting back on the heels and falling over the thighs for a child's pose. All right, begin to rise, and we'll move on to the other side. Okay, find a low lunge. Lift the back knee and shimmy the leg so you get a wider stance. Come up onto the blocks so your torso is upright. Sink into the hips, engage the glutes, the front thigh to hold yourself up, coming onto the fingertips for the blocks. Feel the strength in your body. Notice the hips naturally soften. Lower the back knee. Take a moment to breathe and sink the hips down. And be curious about the other side. Maybe you're deeper on this side, or not as much. And that's all right because both sides of the body are different. So we're going to honor that. Continue to slide the back knee as much as possible. I like to start with a deep bend in the front knee and then see if my foot, my toes can soften to the mat. And I just hang out here. Returning to the breath, imagining the breath traveling through the nose, down the throat, deep into the pelvis, and then softening the hips. And with every exhale, releasing anything that's stored in the hips so that you can go deeper. But remaining a little bit active in this by squeezing the legs. Give it about 40% effort. If the hamstrings are tight, then you're going to hinge from your hips, keeping the spine straight. That way you'll get deeper into the hamstring. If the hip flexor of the back leg is tight, then you're going to stay upright, maybe even adding a back bend. Or sinking into that hip on the side. It's a playful thing. It's curiosity. But the splits are a tough one for me. And that's why I love it. And that's why I'm obsessed. And trying to figure out all of the little tips and tricks to get you there. Tuck the back toes under to slide the knee forward in small increments. Front knee begins to bend. Back into our low lunge. And then finding the child's pose once again. You might notice an achy sensation in your hips. That's normal. And if this is your first time doing deep stretches, you're probably going to be sore tomorrow. But the yoga soreness is honestly so good. It just feels so good. Okay, I'm just going to stretch it out by doing a little puppy pose. Sliding the hands forward and dropping the chest. Great work, everyone. I know that you did amazing and those splits are on their way. I hope you liked this class. If you did, please show some love by hitting the like button, subscribing for future classes, And if you want to go deeper in your yoga practice, spirituality, embodiment, feminine yoga, tantra, kundalini, check out my private sanctuary, the Shakti Circle. Details are in the description. Namaste, and I'll see you guys next time.